Today, now going over to the business blunder of the day, you have Nissan recalling the Leaf. I mean, we just couldn't see that coming, pun intended, because their rear cameras don't work apparently. Now it looks like the Nissan Leaf, which some people might compare to a golf cart, the build grade is about the same. It is the butt of a lot of jokes. It was, to its credit, one of the first large produced EV vehicles that wasn't $150,000 or whatever Tesla costs these days. It was the most aggressive price point, I think, for quite some time when it comes to an entry-level vehicle. So they were an early, innovator in that regard. Granted, it was mostly a joke because of short range, which, again, you can't have it all. It had shorter range because the batteries are smaller, not as efficient. It was built to a price point. Man, but did move some units. Now, specifically, it looks like they're recalling 57,914 of the Nissan Leafs that are manufactured between 2018 and 2022. They know that the damages to the camera harness that can cause distortion or loss of the rear view camera display image. If a rear view image does not properly display, it can reduce. Who wrote this? Did AI write this? This is a quote. If the rear view camera does not properly display, it can reduce a driver's rear view and increase the risk of a crash, unquote. Well, that's from the NHTSA reports. Government entity. Makes a little bit more sense. If the camera goes away, you can't see the camera. That is correct, government. That is very correct. Now, granted, I'm not a fan of government mandates, considering it hurts people who are lower income the most. There's a mandate, I believe, when did Obama pass? I think it's 2010 or 2012? But the reason every vehicle in the United States now has a rear camera is because the government forced it, which hurt the people with the lowest price point or the lowest purchasing power, because now the lower entry level vehicles are also more expensive because of that. Now, I understand. A wise man once said, by the name of Tom Sewell, actually said, there's no such thing as solutions, only trade-offs. And yes, that is true. And I would also argue you're taking away the ability for certain consumers to make the purchase because you're increasing the price regardless of their input. But nevertheless, that topic for another time. It looks like, let's see here. Oh, they actually note the federal funding or the federal mandate. It's called the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard number 111, which is pretty uninspiring, but I guess it is a name. And it looks like Nissan is working through solutions to resolve the issue. They note that notification letters will be mailed out March 20th. Or, again, just tune to this podcast or share it with your friends, since can't help but notice every time we talk about a vehicle recall, they are a big part of the business blunders. But more often than not, we're usually a month before they actually are physically mailed out. Now, they also note that owners may contact Nissan customer service at 1-800-867-7669. Again, if you want to actually call Nissan, you can go 1-800-867-7669. And again, they note that the recalled vehicles are the 2018 to 2022 Nissan Leaf. And again, I can't imagine damage to the camera harness, which, again, I'm not sure who's in the testing or quality assurance department, but yeah, having an issue where, again, this is also a government mandated quote-unquote safety device. So again, the silver lining is you can still drive your vehicle. It's not pertaining to the drivetrain or the transmission. Well, in this case, just the electric motors and battery, since it's an EV. But it still is an issue where, again, they can't fix this with an over-the-wire or, good old software update. So you do have to drive to the dealership, which is, again, for the consumers, a pain in the rear, even though technically it's free. In this case, you're paying with your time as well as with your electric bill, because you have to charge up the EV. So still an inconvenience, damages the brand, which is already... Nissan does make some great vehicles. If I had all the money in the world, I would probably, one of my vehicles in the garage would probably be the Nissan 400Z. It has a stick shift. It's got good old, I believe it's a twin turbo V6. It's a great little car. But in terms of Japanese engineering, the reliability reports, they're not the top. And the perception of the brand has decreased so much over the past 10 years. It's just to have more and more of these recalls chiseling away at the little remnants that they do have for the reliability. I gotta say, that is certainly the business blunder of the day. Thank you, everyone, again, for taking the time to tune in. Again, I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of February, so if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, sharing it with your friends, give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or a comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback and let me know how I can improve the show. Also, lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.